Queen Rania of Jordan attends a Web Summit Qatar in Doha. Queen Mary of Denmark attends a joint event on the occasion of Rare Day in Copenhagen. The Grand Ducal couple of Luxembourg welcome the President and the First Lady of the Czech Republic to the Grand Duchy. And the Prince of Wales meets with young people and Holocaust survivors at the Western Marble Arch Synagogue in central London. All this and much more coming up next on your Royal Daily News. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing well. My name is Alexandra, and welcome to your Royal Daily News for Thursday, February 29th, 2024. This morning in central London, His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, arrived at the Western Marble Arch Synagogue to meet with young ambassadors of the Holocaust Educational Trust who are advocates against hatred and anti-Semitism. Last Tuesday, the Prince issued a powerful statement regarding the war in Gaza and the rise of anti-Semitism around the world. Today's visit is a part of a series of engagements carried out by the Prince to, quote, recognize the human suffering caused by the ongoing war in the Middle East and the subsequent conflict in Gaza, as well as a rise of hatred and anti-Semitism, end quote. Upon his arrival at the Western Marble Arch Synagogue, the Prince was warmly welcomed by Rabbi Daniel Epstein and his wife. Thereafter, the Prince was given a tour of the synagogue, as well as met with members of the Jewish community and Holocaust survivors, including Mrs. Renee Salt. According to Kensington Palace, the visit ended with the Prince participating in a roundtable meeting with young ambassadors from all backgrounds and faiths who have taken part in the Holocaust Educational Trust's flagship project entitled Lessons from Auschwitz. Quote, through the project, young people from across the United Kingdom learn the history of the Holocaust and visit the site of the former Nazi concentration and death camp, Auschwitz-Birkenau. Having seen where anti-Semitism can lead, they are powerful advocates for ensuring that hatred is called out wherever it is found. In the final stage of the project, participants commit to sharing what they have learned with their communities and become ambassadors, joining thousands of others across the United Kingdom, end quote. During the meeting, the Prince told the young ambassadors, quote, both Catherine and I are extremely concerned about the rise in anti-Semitism that you guys have talked about this morning, and I am just so sorry if any of you have had to experience that. That is why I'm here today, to reassure you all that people do care and people do listen, and we can't let that go, end quote. Meanwhile, Her Majesty, Queen Camilla of the United Kingdom, held a meeting with the First Lady of Ukraine, Mrs. Olena Zelenska, in the garden room at Clarence House. This afternoon, Their Majesties, King WillemAlexander and Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, held an informal conversation with two groups from the city of Amsterdam at the official residence of the mayor, Femke Halsema, about the impact of the situation in Gaza and Israel in the Netherlands. The mayor moderated the two conversations. According to RVD, the first conversation was with street coaches, police officers, municipal officials, and youth workers who are active in various Amsterdam neighborhoods. They maintain close contact with various groups in their neighborhood and are committed to preventing and managing tensions. An important tool in this regard is a peace script. This arose under the city's former mayor, Marius Job Cohen, in 2004 after the murder of Mr. Theo van Gogh. The peace script is used when international and national events lead to unrest in the city of Amsterdam. The aim is to calm emotions and prevent escalation and aggression. Thereafter, Their Majesties spoke with, quote, people with Palestinian, Jewish, and Islamic backgrounds from Amsterdam about how the current situation in Gaza and Israel affects their daily lives and their interactions with each other. The topic of discussion was sadness and fear for loved ones, feelings of insecurity, differing points of view, but also hopeful initiatives to come together, end quote. In Luxembourg City, their Royal Highnesses, Grand Duke Henri and Grand Duchess Maria Teresa of Luxembourg, welcomed the President of the Czech Republic, Mr. Peter Pavel, and First Lady Eva Pavlova to the Palais Grand Ducal. The President and the First Lady, along with the Czech Republic business delegation, are on a 2-day state visit to the Grand Duchy at the invitation of the Grand Ducal couple of Luxembourg. The purpose of the visit is to strengthen bilateral ties in education, research, technology, specifically digital, cybersecurity, and space, and defense sectors. The state visit began with an official welcoming ceremony in front of the Palais Grand Ducal. After the national anthems were played and the inspection of the guards of honor, the Grand Ducal couple and the presidential couple held a photo op for the press, as well as exchanged gifts. In the mid-morning, the Grand Ducal couple and the presidential couple placed a wreath at the National Monument of Luxembourg Solidarity. In the evening, the Grand Ducal couple, accompanied by their Royal Highnesses, Hereditary Grand Duke Guillaume and Hereditary Grand Duchess Stephanie of Luxembourg, hosted a glittering gala state banquet in honor of the President and First Lady's visit to the Grand Duchy. Guests who attended this evening's lavish gala state banquet included members of the President's business delegation, members of the government of the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, including Prime Minister Luc Frieden, the Deputy Prime Minister of Luxembourg, Mr. Xavier Bettel, and distinguished guests. On Wednesday, Her Royal Highness, Grand Duchess Maria Teresa of Luxembourg, attended the screening of the film entitled The Wound is Where the Light Enters, held at the Cine Utopia in Limpertsburg. At the Industry House in Copenhagen, Her Majesty, Queen Mary of Denmark, participated in a joint event organized by the umbrella organization Rare Diagnoses on the occasion of Rare Day 2024. In a press release from Ritzau, Rare Diagnoses is an organization of 55 associations for people affected by rare diseases and disabilities. Some of the associations have several hundred members, others only a few. Together, the associations have approximately 12,000 members. What the associations have in common is that they, quote, organize people with a serious rare disease or disability and their relatives, end quote. Established in 2008, Rare Day is an international awareness day for rare diseases and disabilities and is celebrated on the last day of February. The purpose of Rare Day is first and foremost to raise awareness about rare diseases. Another important aspect of the day is that people with rare diseases have the opportunity to meet and form communities. During today's event, the Queen presented the Rarity Prize 2024. The prize is awarded to an individual, organization, or institution in recognition of their work for people with rare diseases. In the morning, the Queen participated in a meeting with members of the Mary Foundation Secretariat, including the director of the Mary Foundation, Ms. Helle Østergaard, and the senior project manager of the Mary Foundation, Ms. Anne-Sophie Hansen, in Copenhagen. After the meeting, the Queen took to social media to say, quote, "At today's meeting, we discussed, among other things, the new evaluation of our project, Together Without Violence, where we screen pregnant women and their partners for partner violence and offer them help to get out of violence. How Free from Bullying is moving on to other countries, most recently France, which is in the process of spreading its own version of the Vivre Ensemble program, and our well-being and anti-bullying program, School Force, which is currently experiencing great interest from many different places. It always makes me happy that there are many good things going on, and we can see that our work makes a difference. Signed, Her Majesty, the Queen." End quote. Well done, Your Majesty. That's awesome. Meanwhile, His Majesty, King Frederik X of Denmark, was awarded the Danish Red Cross's Medal of Honor during a small ceremony at Frederik VIII's palace at Amalienborg. According to the Royal Court of Denmark, the Medal of Honor is, quote, usually awarded to former presidents of the Red Cross. But the honor also went to the king's father, Prince Henrik, in his time. End quote. In Oslo, the Royal Court of Norway issued an update this afternoon on His Majesty King Harald V of Norway's health. The king's personal physician reports that His Majesty the King is improving and is still undergoing treatment at the hospital. As reported yesterday, the king will remain at the hospital for a few more days, and he's being well taken care of there. The goal for the king is to be able to return home to Norway by plane in a few days. The Norwegian government is facilitating the transportation, and the Norwegian Armed Forces are responsible for the practical arrangements for his return to the kingdom. This morning, His Majesty King Abdullah II of Jordan and His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al Hussein bin Abdullah II of Jordan held a meeting with community leaders and representatives of the people of the Mon Governorate, held at the founding king's residence. During the meeting, the king praised the, quote, authentic values embodied by the people of Mon in welcoming pilgrims on the Hajj route and their keenness to help everyone in need. The king spoke about his visit to Mon 25 years ago, noting that the residents' first request was to build a university in the governorate. Today, the Al Hussein bin Talal University has ushered in Mon's development. The king also spoke about how Mon is home to the largest solar energy projects in Jordan, as well as other projects, noting that the ambition for this governorate is to attract more investments, expand development, and capitalize on tourism potential in Petra. End quote. I love Petra. Anyway, at the end of the meeting, the king presented the Silver Jubilee Medal to various individuals and institutions in the governorate in recognition of their contributions to the service of the Kingdom of Jordan. And that's it. And finally, on Tuesday, Her Majesty Queen Rania of Jordan gave the keynote speech during the first edition of the Web Summit Qatar in Doha. The 4-day conference will gather over 11,000 startups from 80 countries, including the Kingdom of Jordan, making it the largest and most globally diverse cohort of startups to ever gather in the Middle East region. More than 12,000 attendees from over 120 countries will attend the Web Summit Qatar, which will end on Friday. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. I will be back tomorrow on Friday, March 1st. My goodness gracious, is it already March? Well, with all the latest royal news. Until then, I sincerely wish each and every one of you a wonderful afternoon and a great day tomorrow. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss a thing. Okay, again, have a wonderful afternoon, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.